Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe here, coming in today from Builders Hall 3. And if you're not tracking, we actually have a little bit of a trophy pushing event going on between myself, Clash Bashing, Klaus Gaming, Clashing Duke, Echo Through Me, and Judas Sloth. Make sure you go check out those channels. As of yesterday, I was at 1343. Today, I'm at 1723, and thanks to this base right here, I'm sure you've probably seen it maybe flying around a little bit, but not as much yet. And I'm about to ruin that right now. Anyway, so I was faltering at 1300, and I pushed all the way up to, I think it was 1802 on this base. Kind of run into a lot of Builders Hall 4s now, having a little bit of a difficult time versus them. However, defensively, this is what's winning for me. Offensively, I'll get into that a little bit at the end of the video on what I'm doing to win there. But anyways, as you notice, the two openings, if you've been playing for the whole week here, you know that the openings are going to draw your giants or draw the barbarians into the base. Obviously, if they come in on this side right here, they're going to go directly into the crusher, which is going to put them down. Archers, no problem. We put a mine on the outside of the base, and I put one down here as well. Either way, the general layout of this base is about 5 minutes to build. We have these two structures up here to tie up some time on the archers. That way, these two defensive structures up here have coverage up there to take care of archers. Archers about the only thing that's beaten this base so far, unless you're facing a Builders Hall 3. Pay attention. Builders Hall 4. Builders Hall 4s are giving me a hard time, and they are defeating this base. But Builders Hall 3s, they're shutting them down. Anyways, we got a structure here to tie up for the archer to take out the archers. And then also down here in the south, we have two cannons as well as a Tesla, and the air defense is kind of centralized that way. Take care of minions that come within range, working on these structures down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go into some defensive replays just so you can get an idea of what everybody's doing against this base, and then I'm going to get into some offensive strategies on how I'm winning, because the best way to actually win is to get percentage and hope that they don't get the percentage on you. You guys already know this, guys. We'll go ahead and get into the content. Let's go ahead and kick it off with the archers first. Pretty common stuff. 18 archers. If you have a very patient attacker, they're normally going to get in there and get about 50%. So this guy here, he was very patient. He dropped only a handful to take out these two structures over here on the far western corner of the base. And then he'll kind of come around from the south and working on getting percentage. That's really the idea here, is what he's after, trying to get the percentage and using the cloak ability from the sneaky archer. Taking care of that cannon first, or not the cannon, but the camp there. And then he'll drop 3 more archers to do the same thing. He'll go over to the mine next, and then the cannon will start working on taking them out. And then he'll bring a few archers from up north. It's a very slow raid, but it's a very patient raid. It's probably the best example of a patient attacker versus you. And this is kind of where your attacking is going to come into play, on what base he's presenting you and how you address it. So there's 2 lessons to be learned here. What could be used against you on this base, as well as what you could do to somebody else on their base. Either way, the archers, he's going to bring them again in on the Star Laboratory up there, and then again in on the army camp, and they can just kind of really bum rush the archer tower, trying to go after percentage there. He's at 42% so far. He's going to take this camp down easily due to his patience. He has 3 archers remaining, and then he's going to probably come in again after this archer tower and get the 50%, if I remember correctly, negative. So he comes in from the north and goes after that elixir storage, which will get the 50% for him, and really just kind of stumps there. So this is kind of where what base is being presented to you, and how are you going to address their base and win. Moving into what we have is the 2 giant combination with the 12 archers, and obviously with the giants here, the 2 entry points have the spring traps in it. So even if he brings one giant in to tank for his archers, he's going to hit a spring trap and lose one of them. And obviously we know the health of these giants aren't exactly as high as we'd like them to be. Anyways, so we have the archers up in on our cannon and our Tesla. 1 giant's gone, and then I don't know really why he came in again, but he came in from the opposite side, which had a push trap to launch his giant directly into the crushers. So yeah, this was just I don't know. The attacker here just wasn't really thinking on that one. I don't know. Anyways, moving into barbarians, 20 barbarians and the 6 archers. Same thing here, and this is really them rushing, not being patient. He used all 6 of his archers right away, dumps his barbarians in, and they do fairly well get in there on the Builders Hall. But once they get the Builders Hall, they're pretty much stumped. Again, this is where your offense comes into play and what you're going to do against their base. There's always a possibility of losing here, but if you maintain the percent, you'll be able to win. So either way, the archers are going to go down here. He's going to get about 48% and finish it up there. So I think that's pretty much, no, okay, one more. So we got Builder's Hall 4 here. If he had to use the baby dragon there, he would have done very well, because the mines are actually set to ground mode. It's up to you on how you want to run those, whether you're going to run air or not. But in this case here, he comes in with giants, and he absolutely rushes this base. He dumps his 2 giants, he dumps his 2 bombers, and then he dumps his minions. So obviously the giant, they're going to go directly into the crusher. So this is the attacker was not very skilled here whatsoever. He actually did give it up. Now, if they're running the 30 barbarians as a Builder's Hall 4 versus this base, you might as well forget it. You're pretty much done for. So that's pretty much the upfront and truth on that one. Now, how am I attacking? Patience. Remember, patience. So I'm starting up top. I'm finding out structures that are far away, using about 2 to 3 archers to work on structures and pick them off for percentage, using my giants as tanks. Obviously, we know that the opening down here in the far southeast is going to be riddled with traps, and the giants are going to go directly into that location, into the crusher, and die. So the archers, I'm using them very slowly. In this case here, I drop a few, take out some structures, and use my giants as meat shields to protect them as the archers work. I'll drop another giant to continue coverage, since the guard shack troops are there. So the archers will continue to take out structures. Plus, I took advantage of this double cannon being down. If you are upgrading defenses at the same time as trying to push, I highly would not recommend that, because you're not going to get the results you're looking for. Anyways, so we're going to get this Builder's Hall, we're going to get this gold storage, and I think that's about where we're going to end out, at about 50%. This is a Builder's Hall 4. Remember, I'm only a Builder's Hall 3. And again, another Builder's Hall 4 here for us. Unfortunately, we continue to find these more and more as we get up into the 1600 range. As we got up into 17 and 1800 cups, that's all we were finding. So patience is the key here for these guys. I didn't get as much percentage off of this raid as I wanted to, being very patient here, using about 2 to 3 archers to pick off these structures on the outside for percentage. That's really the best you can do versus the Builder's Hall 4s, is because they have a lot more powerful defenses. They have the additional archer tower, and they're just and that guard shack. It just doesn't help things out when it comes to the Builder's Hall 3 versus the 4s. Anyways, so we got archers coming in from the north. We're going to use a giant to tank for our archers while they were still under their cloak, and then as they come out, that giant's really tying up those 2 defenses, and the archers are assisting with getting rid of those. Again, I will come in on the northwest with more archers on the Star Laboratory, and I probably could have got a lot more percentage here if I had spared my archers a little bit better than what I did. Either way, so the giant's going to tank on the double cannon, the archers are going to assist with getting rid of it, and then they're going to walk the left side of this base and end up losing the giant and the archers. We'll kind of finish it out about 48% if I remember correctly. We did not get the 1 star, unfortunately, but we did win by percentage due to the base that I'm running currently. So as we move into another replay, this is actually a Builder's Hall 3. Take note of this south side where all the structures are all grouped up together. I mean, obviously the traps are not inside there. I really wanted to get rid of that crusher first before I dropped the giant, but I actually kind of rushed it a little bit. But either way, what ends up happening here is the giant's going to tank for my archers. The archers are just going to get rid of the cannons, and then they're going to spread out a little bit, and the giant and the archers are going to crack through this compartment, and they're actually going to go into the base. The archers, now there's nothing, there's no bombs down here in this region, so we don't have to worry about traps. So the archers are going to go all the way up through the south and hit the Builder's Hall, and if I remember correctly, they do in fact get the Builder's Hall. If not, we stop at about 62%, which is pretty high for a Builder's Hall 3. Either way, archers do in fact go down. We do not get the Builder's Hall. No, yes, we do. We do get the Builder's Hall. Just out of range of that double cannon. 78% is where this one finishes out, and just a very patient attack, taking advantage of a poorly designed base. And then again, with the patience, this is another Builder's Hall 3. We'll finish out here with the archer, the 2 to 3 archers working on the elixir storage up top. And then again, we'll sprinkle around at the Star Laboratory, taking out the gold mine, and then again the barracks. Pretty repetitive here, using the giants as a meat shield instead of the raged barbarians. Raged barbarians rush in there and they'll go directly into that crusher and die. So we're going to use our giants to tank for our archers. Our sneaky archer will take out structures and finish this up for a 2 star. So anyways, hopefully you get something out of this video. Hopefully that base works out for you for a little while. Don't rush, or try not to rush. I will be going to Builders Hall 4 here very soon, guys. Drop those comments, and thanks for watching.